Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the ELC EVEN 90. It's the Tier 8 French Premium Light Tank, and I'm located on the south spawn of Provence, so it's the west spawn. It's the west spawn of Provence. And this is under the Fork Hue 2 account. Yes, it's another of my replays, I'm afraid. I do love my ELC EVEN 90, so much so I actually bought one for several of my friends as well. And the clock's ticking down, and we're away. Okay, now this little light tank has a 90mm gun, 3 rounds in the magazine. It's incredibly fast once it picks up speed, but it's very slow to accelerate. That's the problem. So once you've got speed, you need to maintain it, unless of course you're hiding in a bush. And as usual, I'm driving around with my gun pointing in the air to avoid shooting my teammates. And I cut round the corner as quickly as I can. I need to get to that lookout and get spots from my my team on the enemy positions. I'm being followed by my teammates. And I pull up around the hill, nobody here. I'm loaded, ready to go. Okay, now time for spotting. I've got a mission to complete, LT 11, the fair fight. I need to cause damage to 4 enemy vehicles and then cause 1,000 hit points of damage. And they must be same tier or higher. Well, there's my first enemy, a T-44. Fire a second one in, but I have to pull back because he definitely spotted me and he was about to put a round into me. So I've used up 2 of my rounds. Now I'm pulling over here. And I would have gone unspotted in the moment while I was pulling over there, but I was actually trying to box them into thinking I was going over to the other lookout spot. And no, I'm returning here without doing a reload and fire a round at that VK4502. Then I pull back. So I've got spotting damage of 1,513 hit points on the FV, and now I'm in full reload. I'm going to poke my nose out here after I've got unsighted. And that FV4202 is now very, very sorry for himself. And he's gone! He's been taken out of the game. Okay, now, almost loaded. Ready to go. 2.5 seconds between shots on the clip. Only 3 shots though. Okay, we've got that T-44 and I put a round into him. Put another round into the VK100-01. Now I'm reloading APCR this time, because obviously the tanks I'm firing at are very, very tough to get through. I've picked up some more spotting damage off the T-44. I move as if I'm going to go over to here, have a quick spot. Nobody in sight. No, okay, so I'm pulling back. Now I was asked to platoon at this point, but I didn't really want to commit myself just yet, just in case I got more than 3 kills. So I'm going to poke my head out. There's the VK. For a second I saw him. There's the 50T Proto-Tipo. Put 2 rounds into him, pull back. I'm prompting him to fire. You can see the shots going through. Pull around the corner, fire another one, but it ricochets. So I'm loading another clip of APCR. I've now got spotting of 4,001 hit points of damage. I've really made up a lot here. My spots have really helped the team. Most of the shooting I think has actually come from the other side of the map, but a few of the tanks nearby, which are the T-54, T-10 and the Batjack, have been doing some fantastic work, and they've actually cleared a lot of tanks in front of us. You can see all those wrecks there. There's 5 tanks in view and they're all wrecks. We know there's a T100 LT somewhere up in front and a Progetto 46. Now our T54 is moving up and I can't see any enemy at the moment. And he's a Unicum player, so I thought, well, I better support him because I can't leave it all to him to do. He needs some help. So I'm going to have to help him. And I can't see anyone yet. No, he's having a look. Where's that T100? No, no one in sight. Now we know there's some enemy up ahead because there are still there's still 9 tanks on the enemy team that haven't been killed. Okay, so I'm going to have to help him. Now the one thing I've got is a very fast speed, and what I love doing in this tank is going right into the thick of the enemy, distracting them and letting the rest of my team get the kills while I do that. So effectively what I'm going to act is a decoy, a good old-fashioned decoy. I'm going to run into the enemy at high speed. I've got APCR loaded. I'm going to ignore any targets near me as I go through and then hit targets of opportunity when I get to the other end. Okay, I've been spotted. Received 2 hits, one from a Ferdinand, one from a T100. I lock onto the T100, fire around him, get a hit. And another hit. And a third hit. Okay, I found another tank. And I found the Arty. Now, what I'm going to do is try and get close to him. I'm loading standard AP, and I'm just going to get close to him. He's going to have difficulty depressing his gun to have a go at me. He tries a ram. That does only 26 hit points of damage. But I'm just going to stay close until I'm reloaded, and then I'm going to put rounds into him. And all the time I'm doing this, the Ferdinand's nearby. I'm loaded. I fire first round in, and then I get wiped out by the Ferdinand. But just after I get wiped out, the Batchat's killed by my teammates. He's taken out by the Pershing. So now the damage is being done, and my team are scoring hits on the enemy. You can see the T100 LT is over in the bushes over there, but he's practically no health left at all, 74 hit points. And despite the fact that I was wiped out, it was worthwhile, because now the enemy is down to 4 tanks. They did have 9, they've now got 4, and now they've got 3, and they're being wiped out systematically now. The team are just piling on through. They've got the numbers in their favour, and there's absolutely no way that the enemy is going to take them out. It's 10 tanks versus 3. They're not going to survive, and some of our players are really good players as well. Ferdinand's there, but yep, he's just got hit by the Arty for 469. He's stunned. We lose the Udes. Another 370 off the Ferdinand. He's not going to last much longer. The Batchat's coming in to kill. And at this moment I switched over to the other side to see the Ferdinand being taken out of the game. And there's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. And they're both over the other side of the map, I think. Or is it? No, the T100 hasn't been found. No, there he is. He's hiding. He's hiding. And he's dead. So, it does work sometimes if you plow on into the enemy, regardless of the fact that you might be killed in the process. It does pay off. Because if you do this, you can score tremendous hits on the enemy in terms of spotting. You might give up your own life in the process, but it's just that the amount of points that you will gain from all the spotting that you do and enabling your team to hit the enemy hard. That's why some people YOLO. They YOLO because they know full well that YOLOing into the enemy at high speed can actually have a dramatic effect on how much they earn at the end. Well, there's only one enemy tank left. It's the Conqueror, and he's being backed into a corner. And the Batchat 25 ton and the T54 wait for the moment. And the T10 actually takes the kill over the other side of the map. And so that game was over fairly quickly. And just look what happens. Well, I managed to get my goal. I caused damage 4 times and 1,000 hit points of damage. And this is what actually came off. It's the first class tanker for Fork U2 in the ELC EVEN 90. I also managed to get a spotter badge for getting at least 1,000 hit points of spotted damage. 5 for effect for dealing more damage than the hit points of my own vehicle. And a patrol duty because I enabled the team to damage at least 6 enemy tanks by spotting them. And I was the only one spotting them at the time that they were killed. And in fact, most of them were the tanks that were actually behind that rock when I went around the corner to actually see where they were. And then my team piled on in and did the damage. And you can see I didn't get any kills at all during that battle, but I did get a lot of spotting damage, and you're about to find out how much. Well, when it came to damage, I only came in with 1,395 hit points of damage overall. The highest scorer was the T54. He did 4,514, followed by the ISU 152. He had 3,742, and lastly the Type 5 Heavy had 3,416. And when it came to kills, the Ferdinand was top. He managed to get 4 T-54-3 and also the Pershing 3. And I was right down at the bottom because I didn't have any kills at all. But when it came to base XP, I was right at the top of the table. 1,276 base XP. And unfortunately, that was not an ace tank. It was only a first class, as you saw. And there's a very good reason why the XP on that is very, very high. And you're about to see why. The spotting damage was 6,455 hit points of damage, all from my sticking my head round the corner to find out who was sitting there and enabling my team to pummel the living daylights out of those tanks that were hiding on that east side of the map. I fired 13 shots during that battle. I got 13 direct hits, 6 penetration. That's why I loaded the APCR. I wasn't getting those shells through. I was hitting the target, but they weren't going through at all. I did damage 1,395 hit points. I received 3 hits during that battle. They were all penetrations, and unfortunately, it was the last one from the third end that wiped me out. I spotted 6 enemy vehicles. I damaged 4 and didn't kill any. But I did do that 6,455 hit points, and that translates into half of that is valued in points. And this is the reason why I've earned so much. I earned basic 127,755 credits from one battle. I had a personal reserves bonus going at the same time for 63,878, so my gross total was 191,633. And as I said, I've earned more credits, or around about the same number of credits from Frontline, and that was a battle that lasted what, half an hour. This battle lasted 5 minutes 32 seconds, so it is well worth having an ELC EVEN 90. On repair, it only cost me 5,280 credits, and the ammunition, even though I used several clips of APCR, it only cost me 28,360. So I took away 157,993 credits from that one battle. I earned 3 bonds because I got the patrol duty, and I also earned 1,914 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, bonus for a premium vehicle of 191, personal reserves bonus going at the same time for 50% for 957, meaning I took away 4,976 XP. And I think you can see this is why this particular tank is my most played tank on this particular account. I really enjoy playing the hell out of this ELC EVEN 90, and I ever play it as an active spotter or as a covert spotter, but either way I play it, I enjoy it. So next time it comes around and it's available in the premium shop, it's well worth picking one up. They're not too expensive. As I say, I bought one, in fact I bought 2 for friends, so they both got them, and they enjoy it as well. So do think about getting one next time they are on sale. So this actually did complete the LT11, which is a fair fight, and considering I'm only a tier 8 vehicle and I was having a good go at some tier 10 vehicles because I fired several rounds into a tier 10 light tank, but I had a great deal of fun during that game. And if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.